Bishop, it's good, man.
What's what's going on, producer? What's going on with you?
Hey, man, trying something new, dog. See if we get some people
I
in
think we're in the season. Well, we'll wait. We'll see. It's late night. If not, we'll just sit here and talk and do some brainstorming at late night.
here. Yeah,
I know folks. I see. Hey, what's up, Rayma? You up? Go ahead and tag somebody
yeah,
and let them know we got a late night as one experience being produced tonight. You said we're trying something new.
yeah. Oh,
Just
Jay
want to see
in
how y'all
here.
like this.
What up, Jay?
Jay, oh wow, Jay,
Yeah, man.
Jay, what you doing at this time of the night? Go to
All,
bed, Jay.
hey, all you look. Now you know all your saints who be up late, man.
Jay, what you doing at this time of the night?
Yeah, shout out
Ah,
to Leslie Young. Hey, Miss Dorothy. Miss Dorothy saying what up? Oh man,
Miss
Dorian
Dorothy,
in the building. What up,
what's
Dorian?
up, Doran?
I see my
I'm
girl.
like, let me
Go ahead.
see.
Yeah, Miss O in here. Hey, Miss O, what's up?
Okay, I'm
Shout
gonna
out
see
to
where you at. I got to see.
yeah. Look, you got your. Can you see the comments? I see. Shout out to Miss
I can't.
Sheila Shaw, Kenan Shaw.
Okay, yeah, that's
Said
Sheila.
hello.
She's down here in Rocky Mount. Hey, what's up,
Oh,
Sheila? We trying something new. I'm not seeing the
hey.
comments you seeing. I only got. I don't know
Um,
why. Should I be sitting on the
on the
screen
other
that I'm
side
looking
of
at right now?
private champs, private chat. Go to comments.
Okay, let me see. I see
Hey to
chat.
Zinka. Shout out to Zinka. I see you, girl.
Okay, I don't. Might be because you pushed it out. I'm not getting it like that. I see chat, but it's not showing me the.
You should see the
Let me see.
comments
Can I?
because you in the room. Like you in the room. Y'all, while Pastor is getting the comments set up so he can see y'all's comments, we are testing out something new. We're trying to create more content, more things for us to fellowship, hang out, and just do family time. And for those of you like yourselves who are up, we came up with this concept called late night hour. Man, a lot of things happen, Bishop, in the late night hour. I've heard you preach
Oh
many a
yeah,
time about the late night hour. So
yeah,
I know Dorian over there probably having a fit because I know he knows something about that. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But yeah,
From a Bible perspective, we go immediately to at midnight.
at midnight, yes, sir.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
midnight somewhere.
Shackles fall off at midnight.
Yeah,
From what we do now, from what the world we in at late night, shackles fall off, chains come off, and
okay.
that's a great place to be. Only comments I'm getting the J Hop and Rima Lewis is the only ones I see. I'm on the
Now those
victory
are
page.
the current ones. Now in here, um, you should let me see. Let me
Let me
send
see
you.
how
All
this
right,
one look here.
because what you got in your hand, your iPad,
My iPhone.
your iPhone. So I'm gonna send you the StreamYard link so you can see, tap
Okay,
in from.
Olivia coming up now. Okay.
Yeah, so you can see. I want you to be able to see comments too. Y'all
Hey,
bear
look.
with
Well,
us.
I'm
We're just
glad.
hanging up. Go ahead.
I know, I'm just glad some of you all are still up. The producer wanted to try this. I'm still up. I'm in North Carolina at my mother-in-law house, and
Shout out to
I think it's a
Grandma.
good thing. I'm wide awake,
Yeah,
and I haven't
yeah.
had any coffee. I'll make sure you understand that. Wide awake, and I haven't had any coffee.
Hey, Dorian
Okay.
said, let's see here. Let me go here to the comments. Y'all know my little setup. I'm like over here in a whole like
You know,
command room over here at the house.
it's
Dorian
gonna be
said,
like
"Give us a nugget of the midnight bishop."
bitch. I just gave it to you, Doran. And I hate I'm not seeing your comments because if I go in here right now with what you just sent me, that means I'm gonna be in here on my iPad and my iPhone, and that I know that's not gonna
Oh
blend
yeah,
in together.
you would have to mute. You would have to mute. Turn the volume down all the way down on your phone on that one. Yeah, Tazinka,
Okay,
that's right. Late in the midnight hour.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
gotcha, gotcha.
Hold on. Let me so you can see. There you go. And I'm gonna mute that.
Yeah. Hey, but look,
So
that's Darth. Okay, Darth is in here. Darth DeBose.
there you
Darth,
go.
how things in Arizona? Talk to it.
Yeah.
I don't know why this.
So there you go.
I got it turned down as far as let me see. Can I mute? Can you still hear me?
Yeah, you good. You
Yeah.
know what? That's what it is. It's but see, you should have. Oh, I know what it is, dog. You know what we should have done was have you log in like you do for the hotspot.
Right.
So
As part of the. Wow. Got it. Got it.
yeah, so you're gonna have to close
Okay.
that out because it's not gonna it's gonna echo because you're in the stream.
So you hear me echoing on that side?
Yeah. So here's what we're gonna do, Bishop. I want you to go out. I'm gonna take you
I'm
out,
out. I'm
and
out.
I'm no, yeah, no. Look on here on your iPad. I want you to
Hmm.
go out, come back in like you would on your stream.
Okay.
That way you'll see comments. I want you to be able to see comments because they in here
Okay.
talking
You
to
gonna
you.
take me out?
Yeah, and then do what you normally do on hotspot. All right. All right. So Bishop is gonna come back. We gonna get them together. This is our first one. Y'all let us know. We're gonna get into these conversations. It's the late night hour. Where we just having conversations, man, a little more laid back, personal. If you don't, now this is not hotspot. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, the producer's telling y'all this is not hotspot. This is more candid conversations, and that's what we want. We want Bishop to be able to, and it'll be a number of things. It'll be Bishop. It'll be a lot of things that's going on that we'll be talking about. Some of you um will have the ability to come in and just hang out. We may have special guests. All right, Bishop is back. Let me get Bishop back in here. Hold on. There he is. There he is. He coming on back in here. Now Bishop is in Now he's not in Rocky Mount. He's in Farmville. So Farmville's internet is a lot different than Rocky Mount. So the fact that we were even making this possible is great. Um he coming on. He getting in here. Bishop, can you hear me? There you go. He has returned. All right. Bishop, let's see if we got him. We got him. Hey Dorian. Hey man,
Okay. I can.
go ahead, Bishop. You back?
No,
Yeah, I hear you a little bit.
yeah, I'm here. I'm here. That's good.
There you go. There you
Okay.
go, man.
What about now? I don't. I don't have. I don't have that. I don't have that nice mic like you have. I got this Apple
You sound good to me. You sound good to me.
AirPod in my ear. But look, hey, but look, y'all, it's good to be with you, Lois. I see you tapping in from Vegas. This is the late
Yeah.
night as one experience. The producer came up with a phenomenal idea. We're gonna try a little bit of everything. We're in a season now where you need to step out on faith and try something and try it. Thank you, Thank you, Angel, for welcoming back. Thank you, Sheila. Good, but that's just the season we're in now, you all. If something is in your heart, there's purpose and plan, you need to try it. You need to try it and try it hard. And this is midnight, and at midnight, Doris said he wanted a crumb, but go ahead, Aloysius. What you got?
No, no, I like what you was talking about just now because we were speaking, before we went live about just the culture we want to see for the ministry, for the things that you're leading us to. And a lot of times I think we have gotten to the point where we're looking back, I want to say, but we got to develop what's forward. And that's why I was telling you, I don't want to go back to the church that we had. I like that we are pressing towards new innovative ideas, new concepts that give us that ability to really see what we need in this day and time. And
Mm-hmm.
I like that we called it late night hour because midnight means that there's a shift taking place. It means that what was once the state we
Uh-huh.
were in, something new is coming. A new day is dawning. So I like that these conversations, these moments like now, lead us to things that cause change in our lives. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah, and like you said, cause changes in our lives. And midnight from a principle, if we can pick a story from the Bible, or we can bring yesterday to today, when Paul and Silas were incarcerated. And a lot
yeah,
of times we get incarcerated at night. There's a lot of things that can incarcerate us in our thinking and choices that we make. But if we're led by purpose and plan that's on our lives, things fall off at midnight. You remember they
yeah,
were in bondage, they were trapped, and a lot of folks feel trapped at midnight. Look, the midnight hour. If you don't understand the sound of freedom, we can get
yeah,
trapped and don't feel like we can get out, but you can get out. You can get out, and things fall
yeah,
off and things shift. So what I'm hearing tonight, if you feel like you've been trapped, if you feel like something's been holding you back, tonight is a good hour for some things to fall off mentally, spiritually, and physically. It is what it is. You took this chance. You get it. You took this chance. You stayed up. Now you're being rewarded because you're in a state of alertness. You have to be alert to tap in this time of the night. You
come
get
on.
it. It means that your mind was being alert that something was about to happen and something is happening in your life tonight. You got it. You came in here and through you just tapping in like Paul and Silas. You get it. The chains are
Yeah,
falling off, bondage are falling off. Look, mistakes, whatever you had on you today that you thought was holding you back for tomorrow is gone. As simple as that. That's
yeah.
what this midnight as one experience is all about. But go ahead. I mean, that's just what I heard it
No,
feel in the spirit. Go ahead.
and I think that's the thing. I think it's just we were talking about this about mental health in the state that a lot of people are in right now. So when you look at that
Mm-hmm.
and you look at, I love the fact that you said alert because there's a thing in the medical realm where if you are in a crisis situation, it's an alert that you can hit that will alarm everybody, ambulance, uh they'll know, the hospital will know you are in
Mm-hmm.
distress and that something about what's going on with you needs immediate attention, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we were talking about mental health and how right now a lot of people are in a state of high alert because our mental health is being challenged just from life, man, all the stuff we've been facing. And when you think about where's that signal going? So our faith, our prayers, the things we talk about, being on high alert. My dad used to always talk about how God's ear is always listening, but it's up to us
I
to
like that. Yeah.
so he's
But when you
always in
and
a
like you
state of
said,
high
your dad, yeah, like you said, your dad would tell you God's ears is always listening. But the story about Paul and Silas, what happened was the Bible said they were they were praying and they were worshiping.
Yeah.
God always has an ear for what he's given us to say to him, to respond to. You get it?
Right.
He was responding to praise, he was responding to worship, he was responding to prayer. And that's what God does in our lives. He's a high alert. Now, I'm a retired military man also. You know, I forever say that because
Yeah.
I mean, I spent many years in the military being trained, and we practiced and did exercises to be on alert. And anytime we went on alert and we heard a certain sound, we would immediately run to the place that we should be and get ready for war, knowing that we had the victory because we had equipment in place for when we go on alert to carry out the mission and the plan. And that's the same thing about life. When you start talking about
Yeah.
high alert, so that's a military term, but
Hold on.
you got to be ready.
We got to talk about that for a minute, Bishop, because I, to me, we talk about this all the time. Being a producer, I'm very visual. So I like the fact that because that's a twofold gem right there. You said we were trained for
Mhm.
what we could face. That's
To
one.
be on alert.
Being
Yeah,
ready,
that's what alert is about. Yeah.
being ready for and being on alert. Two, being responsive to the sound that communicated to everybody what action we were about to take. Depending on what you guys
Right.
heard, come on, Doc, that
Come on.
sets
Come
you
on.
in motion. The commander could be somewhere else across the base. Anything could be happening, but because you have been trained to listen to a sound,
That's
you
all it
knew
was.
what. Come on, Doc. Come on, Doc.
And we knew what it was. We knew what we had to do. We knew where we had to go. And we knew what we were going to take out based on a sound. And that's why
Yeah,
God put it in the Bible. Faith comes by hearing by the word of God. I mean, for the folks that are up here, I don't know if everybody here is a believer, and just in case you're not, there's a sound that you hear that you've been wired up to respond to. But you want to make sure
yeah,
you're responding to the right sound. We've been wired up to respond to sound. That's all faith is. Faith is a
yeah,
sound, it's knowledge, but faith comes by hearing. You've been wired up to hear what your spirit is saying so you can carry out what you've been directed to achieve in life. We're talking about life achievement. And look, this pandemic has sent a sound, you all. We've been in this thing going on now, and I know folk probably tired of talking about it, but it's not going anywhere. It's not.
yeah.
We got to learn to live with it, but it don't mean we got to die with it. Let me try that one more time. We have to
My,
learn to live with it, but it doesn't mean we have to die with it. But go ahead, you the producer.
I had to give you a couple claps right there, man. I had to give you a couple claps.
Come on.
Hey, man. Hey. Yes, sir. You can live with
Go ahead.
something and you got to die by it.
Uh-huh.
Come on, dog. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
you
okay.
talking to me
See,
now, man. Hey,
yeah,
yeah,
hey, at the end of the day, see that, and a lot of folks are afraid of the depth of this pandemic, but now they're coming up with things to make sure we can prolong life. So what they're saying is there's a sound that's going across and saying you can live with this and not die with it. You got it.
yeah, man.
I maybe I need to say it one more time. I see you processing it. It
Hey,
is so
that,
clear.
that, hey, that's a gem right there, man. I'm telling you that's one we
Well,
all
write
need
it
to take
down.
and ponder on, man, because we just because we face it don't mean it has to be the end of a thing, man. It don't have to take us
We
out.
can live
It
with it.
don't, we can live with it,
We live.
man.
But I tell you what, I complain for my person. A good example of this. Hey, look, man, I'm in the military, but I'm in God's military now. That's the
Yeah,
conversation that God had with Paul. Paul said, "Look, take this pain, this antagonistic frustration that's impacting my life. I've been working hard. I've been serving. I've been doing this for a while, and this is something that's nagging me." Then God said, "My grace is sufficient." He said you can live with that pain, but you don't have to die with that pain, Paul.
yeah,
So I'm going to give you the plan. I'm going to give you the strategy. You get it? To live with what you don't like, but it does not have to destroy you because you're more than that because of God's grace. That's just real talk right there. That's
Yeah.
real talk. Go ahead.
No, man. And you know, Bishop, I love this conversation because I'm at a point now where I just want to carry things with me that like you said, allow me to live, allow me to walk in this world and not be overtaken by the things that we face. You know, I also work in at the hospital, and one of the
Mm-hmm.
things I realized is that our mindsets. I heard, matter of fact, I heard this other day. Somebody said, no, I was listening to Mike Tyson of all people. Mike Tyson said the somebody said, Mike, how did you become, you know, the greatest heavyweight champion at 20? All the things you face. You grew up in this dangerous neighborhood. Mike Tyson said, a lot of people misunderstand the life I grew up in. He said the most dangerous neighborhood I ever lived in was my mind. He said that's where we dwell 24/7. What we process up here is the thing that determines what we see in our lives, right? So then it like
Mm-hmm.
when I'm listening, you say, you know, we can live with something, but it shouldn't be something that kills us. So when you
No.
process that, when you think about that, is you always have the enemy will always present these thoughts, these tools, these measures to kill us. But what are we living? Where are we living in the neighborhood of our minds, of our thoughts? Are we going with the voice that he has? Or are we living towards the voice of life that God speaks, that you were talking about? That when we hear that high alert, when we hear those words of affirmation of God saying yay and not nay, or like, you know, some of the cliches we grew up in church saying, whose report will you believe? And we get up and yay, man. But then are we really processing and listening to the report of the Lord? Like that to
What and
me
you know
is
what?
phase of church. That's why I'm
What
saying, like,
well like
go ahead, go ahead.
well no, like you said, listen to the report of the Lord. And you also mentioned the enemy. You got it. The enemy is going to be the enemy. But the problem is when we make the enemy God. That's the difference.
Now
I don't mind
explain
having an
that.
enemy.
Explain that. Hold on, because you know I told
What
you
what
you so prolific. Sometimes I think you don't understand how prolific you are. So break that down
what
for us.
I'm talking about we can talk about the enemy. I have a problem with the enemy. You get it? Because the enemy always wants to replace who lords over our lives, of what's first
Yeah.
in our lives. He is the enemy. You got it? So a lot of times when we're being antagonized by things that we don't like, it just wants to replace in our lives what protects us in our thinking. You got it?
So
So
you're saying
we can
anything
have an
that is
enemy,
a voice of God, anything that is not God
right?
is the enemy.
It's the enemy. If it's working against what you know is your purpose, not what
Yeah.
somebody else told you, you know the purpose and plan for your life. You've been working on it, and then when things are coming up against that, we sometimes we fall. We feel like, hey, I'm not going to make it, but you're going to make it. The Lord is just maturing you. He's preparing you for what
Yeah.
is about to come. The problem is when the enemy becomes who God should be in our lives. That's the best way for me to say it,
Yeah.
who the planner should be in our lives, who the maker should be in our lives. Okay. Let me think. What's a
So
better way of
so
saying that?
so let's stay right there for a second, Bishop. So let's make it plain. Everyday situations. I know I've done right. Somebody still wrongs me. I
Right.
want there's a feeling in me that wants to be vindicated. I feel it coming. Thoughts of how to get even. Are you saying those are things that are anti-God?
That's
Is
the
that
enemy. Yeah. That's anti God or anti the
the
purpose that you've been trained to carry out. Stay
got you?
true to the expertise that you know you are. Somebody's going to always be jealous. Somebody's always going to be watching you. Yeah, that's just the human nature. You get it? And if we don't stick with integrity and walk in truth, this is what we do. Just stay true to who you are, regardless of what you're faced with. You know you're
But
doing your
Bishop,
job and you're doing the best you
that,
can do.
but that don't feel good, man. Let's just be all the way 100. When I
Well,
ain't
well,
bothering nobody, when I ain't doing nothing, I'm just trying to stay in my lane, live my life, and here come these situations. What
you
how
know
do
why I
we
can
how
talk
do
like
we
this?
get to high alert where we act when we hear the voice of God?
You know I can talk like this because I've lived it. I'm retired from the military. I was an officer. I was a commander, and I worked for some people that were difficult. I worked for people that I was good at what I did, but they did not like the fact that I had authority, and they did
Yeah,
everything they could. It didn't feel good, but I walked in faith, which is simply I walked in what I knew. That's all faith
yeah,
is. Faith is
yeah.
what you know. You get it?
Hmm.
Faith comes by hearing, hearing by the word of God. Faith is nothing about carrying out what you know is the truth. So I stayed true to my job. You get it? And even there were times when it looked like they wanted, but God gets the last say so. I got a chance to retire. I still got promoted, but it did not feel good. So I learned not to base it on my feelings. I learned to stay true to what I know. You get it?
So
You
so then
cannot leave
that let me ask
room.
you, so why do you believe God gave us these things, these emotions, these feelings, when they could be, it's hard to harness them, you know? Like, I know
Well,
somebody watching this is saying, Pastor, I get it. You a preacher. It's easy for you. I like to fight. I grew up rough. I grew up like, we got all these reasons and emotions and feelings about how we could justify wanting to, I guess, satisfy that emotional uh moment that we're having. Because I think right now, like I
well,
said, when you look at the state of everybody's frustrated, everybody's dealing with things.
mhm.
How do we get to really just where we can just be the representation of what God wants in our lives in these situations?
These are growing moments at the end of the day. Just keep living. The key thing we got to learn about the Lord is God comes to give life and to give it more abundantly. And I always tell folks, here's what I operate by: keep living. We will outlive what we think is stopping us. Because God
Yeah,
said, I come to give life and to give it more abundantly. For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son, whoso believes in him shall not perish, but have everlasting what? Life. So at the end of the day, here's the essence of who God is: life. And what God is saying, keep living.
yeah,
And as you live, you trust in me. And most of the stuff that we seem to think is an emotional roller coaster ride for us, we outlive it. The feelings and emotions are there to let us know where we are mentally. Emotions and feelings are not bad.
yeah.
They let me know where I am mentally. If I don't know where I am mentally, I'll do anything.
Mm,
You get it?
yeah,
And so what and so the problem is when the world was created, we didn't have these feelings and emotions. But when Adam and Eve made a decision to do anti what they were told to do, then the first emotions that they brought in was blame and shame. That's right in the beginning. There was a shift in
yeah,
what emotions they had. They didn't have the emotion of blame and shame. See, all that came. Then come the Lord. I'm talking to believers right now. We can make this practical and take it into a marketplace and not even talk like that. But I'm talking to believers right now. Then what happened is, for those that believe, Jesus comes back in our lives and tell us begin to trust what he's put in place to help us deal with blame and shame. Because a lot of people are living a life of blame and shame. If it's not
yeah,
blame and shame, it's disappointment and confusion. You get it? That has nothing to do with who we are. We have to mature and keep growing. It's a part of life. It doesn't go away. We just got to learn to live with it, but it doesn't have to kill us.
yeah, yeah. We that keep That's the
Let me
theme
try it
tonight,
again.
man. You can live with it, but it don't have to kill you. I like that, man.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I mean, the pandemic right now, they're saying folks are gonna live. You can live with it, it's not going nowhere, but you don't have to die with it when it comes to the
Yeah,
pandemic.
man, that's good. That's good. So let's talk about this then, Bishop, because
Okay.
we've used your military background. We've heard about the challenges that you've had. And then you go into God's army full time. Now,
Hmm.
we have believers on here, but I believe this is going to become a safe place for people who may have walked away from their faith, people who may be questioning some things as far as what they believe right now. Let's talk about that for a second. So, if I'm hurt, if I feel like church has done things, if I feel like my family is not treating me right and just different things, or I just feel like I get an unfair shake in this life, what would you say to them? Those people right now. What would you say about being a good soldier or just enduring these moments that a lot of people are having? Because those of us who are believers, we are well equipped to deal with these things. But how can we encourage those who may have wavered in their faith in moments in times
Well,
like these?
you quoted Paul. You said to endure. He told Timothy to endure like a good soldier. You get it? Endure means to stay with it. Don't give up. And I would tell people, even if you feel like you want to give up, we have to remember that the Lord does not give up on us. Even when we don't feel faithful, or think we're being faithful, He's going to still be faithful because that's God. You get it? But people will try to tell you that's different. God's mad with us. He's not mad with us. God's going to stay true to being who He is and to see us through. I would just tell people, hey, just keep living, keep going through the process. And as time goes by, you will have matured to a point where you'll be able to tell somebody else how you dealt with the unbalance or the imbalance in your life. We
Yeah,
all go through moments like that. But those are moments where the Lord is teaching us to trust Him because He's already got something prepared for us. You get it? It'll give us a sense of peace. I'm preaching right now. It's about peace of mind. Key thing
yeah,
right now is just about your mind. If you keep that mind in the right place, you get it through the frustration and everything, you're
yeah.
gonna be all right. The pain don't mean you're defeated. It
Hmm.
just means you got grace to continue to go forward. We look at pain and frustration like we're defeated, but we're not. You're gonna forever have things in this world. Guess what's not gonna go away in the world? Pain,
Yeah.
sickness, disappointment. It's like a principality pandemic. You know, they're in the cure for it.
Yeah.
It is
A
grace to
principality
continue to live.
pandemic. Hold on, man. I gotta give you, I don't know if it's the time of night. Hey, man. I think the songwriter said in the still of the night. Yeah, dog.
Yeah, in the still of the night.
Yeah, man. You dropping some nuggets, man. I don't want to escape by them. You
Hey
said
man,
a principality
it's
pandemic.
midnight. I don't. Yeah, I have no filters at midnight. You get it? It's something about the
Yeah,
midnight hour where you're
yes, sir.
naked and not ashamed. So look,
Oh man.
in the world they say the freak. In the world they say the freaks come out at night. But since we're
Rick,
in the Word, we say the faithful ones come out at night.
yeah,
This time
yeah.
right here.
I mean, the earth is the Lord's anyway, man. So, I always said that growing up.
All
I was
of
like,
it.
hey, man, and it's funny because being being raised in church, man, I always heard people say, ain't nothing open at night but legs. But I'm thinking
Right.
bro, why we can't ever just take authority over stuff that go on? Like, imagine you doing this kind of thing in the middle of the night where you like, man, I can't sleep because I just know God been good to me. And instead of legs being open, arms are open, and we up here worshiping. That's the kind of stuff I thought about, dog. I told you growing up, man, I was different. So I always thought
So
about
you
the
a
things that
church boy. You can't, your mom and dad brought you up in the church, and you know church. Well, not only, but there's another opening at midnight that never closed. Heaven is open at midnight. We act like at midnight, and when it's time to shut down because we've been trained that way. Like heaven is closed up until we get up in the morning.
yeah,
Heaven's not closed to us. The
yeah,
Bible says Elijah was a man of like passion. He prayed, and God closed the heaven for 3.5 years. Then the
my
Bible
Lord.
said he prayed again and he opened it up. Well, guess what? It hadn't been closed anymore.
Hey, dog, you ain't seen the scripture after that. It was continuously open.
It opened. And then
Yeah,
God sent Jesus to make sure that the windows stay open. Okay? You
come on,
got it?
man.
The opening is here. It's a boldness to come in here into this midnight as one experience. And the producer, we use the as one because I'm doing two ministries, and we've been blending these ministries together as one. Some of you all up here from Morningstar and Victory, and some of you from other places. Then we got the hot spot that we've been doing for 393 days. That's all God's
300.
thing. And
You
he
at
and I'm
393 right now?
393 days. And today was divine. Wow. Today was the day for. Yesterday was divine laughter, and we had such a great time with that. Now, yesterday was divine relief. The day before that was divine laughter, and we've been doing all these divine. God shifting, and these folks in the hotspot declared each day a divine day.
Shout out to the
And
hot
and
spotters
and
in
it's
here.
and
That's in the late night hour, and at the
yeah,
and
they
at
in
the
here,
12 o'clock hour. They
yeah,
hitting both of
and
them,
and
man.
it's still hot. Yeah, and still hot too. Don't forget that, because the hot represents the presence and the fire of the living God. You get it? The
Yeah.
fire don't go out. So
Yes, sir.
night really becomes day. You get it? So when
Yes,
we
sir.
show up at midnight, night becomes day because we have decided, watch this now, to take authority over what they said the night should be. And we make the night what God said it should be. Oh yeah. Oh
Now,
yeah.
see, this is what you do, because I want somebody who may not know what the hotspot is to understand what you got going. So every day at 12 o'clock, Monday through Saturday, right? Or you took
Monday through
Saturdays?
Friday. We were doing it Monday through Saturday, Monday
Yeah.
through Friday now.
So now
At
Monday
12
through
o'clock
Friday,
Central.
12 o'clock, you're in there, the
Central.
hotspot
I've been in
on
Rocky
your
Mount.
platform.
It's 1 o'clock Eastern Standard since I've been here.
Okay. But you go live every day, Monday through Friday.
Every day. Monday through
And
Friday.
it's now a community, it's a whole culture of hot spotters.
It's a culture of hot spotters from different parts of the United States, different parts of, we got some people over in Liberia, South Africa. God has really opened it up. And then there's some that just faithful, and we've seen miracles, signs, and wonders. People coming in there. We do this thing called hashtag your name. If you need prayer, they come in hashtagging people's names, hashtagging bereaved families, hashtagging what they're going through. And we have seen people have been trained to pray. And we've seen the Lord, light them up and light them up
Yeah.
well, man. And it's been awesome. I tell you all kinds of testimonies. And today was the day for divine birthright. Thank you, Lee Ernest. Lee Ernest is in here. He's in California right now. You get it?
Okay. Shout out
You
to
see him.
Lee.
Lee Ernest is in there. I see. Yeah,
I
Lee
see
been
him.
in the hot spot every day too, all the way from California
Yeah.
on his way back to Mississippi.
And I think,
God's
man, I
hot
think
spot.
I want to talk about that because when you think about how you first started this thing 393 days ago,
Days ago. Yeah.
and it's like when we first
2020.
came into this pandemic, we were trying to get a lot of wheels turning, but now you're producing these things, you're going live on your devices, it's a whole production that you're doing now. what did you do to prepare yourself to be able to be fluid when it came to you adjusting how you interacted with the people in your life that God has trusted you with?
And you mean in the hot spot every day?
Yeah, because like I'm your producer, so I know
Right.
the learning curve that you had to get into, and I don't even want to say
Oh,
was a choice. Like you, it kind of thrust you into this new way of
oh no,
delivering
you
the
know me.
word.
And
Yeah,
when it came to technology, I said, hey, you do it. But the pandemic hit and it pushed us to the house. And of course you producing it, and you know you get you I think a lot of times you give me scenarios to see what I come out of it. Okay. So I just had to trust what we had talked about. A trusted setup. You know, it's good to have somebody in your life also that's an expert at what they do. You know, you're an expert at what you do. You know, I'm
yeah,
in your life as a leader, as a pastor, and your father-in-law, frat brother also got to get that in.
yeah,
But
dog.
I mean, you good at what you do. Why wouldn't I trust you at what you do? I didn't do it by myself. I'm not in this alone. So how I
But a
just
lot of
was making sure that I didn't go
go
ahead.
ahead, go ahead,
Huh?
go ahead, go ahead. Finish
No,
that. Finish your thought.
I had to, I wanted folks to realize that I wasn't in this alone. I had a team, you and Jamina, and people in the hot spot, you from the production and technology perspective, you looking at it and say, hey, you need to do this and you need to do that. And I trust that. And I've gotten better with my technology, enough to do what we're doing now with the iPad, the iPhone, even the MacBook Air, you know, the microphone. I got to get that Rodecaster next, though. When I get that
Yeah,
down, when you get me
yeah,
trained on that, tell y'all right
yeah.
now, it's going to be a new day. It's going to
It's
be a
gonna be
new
a
day.
problem, man. Yeah,
Yeah, just
and you
trusting God. Look, Hillary said here that she's a fireplace, the hot spotters. Angel Daniels is another person said she's a fire. We a fire starter. You got these hot spotters in there, boy. Okay, go
hey,
ahead. At midnight, y'all
they
turn to
burn you
midnight into
at the
daylight.
late night hour. They bringing the hot spot to the late night hour, man. You know,
Look,
and that's good because
look,
I really feel like this is like these are tools that God is allowing us to embrace, to spread the gospel of Jesus, to encourage people, to feed the communities and cultures around us. And the reason I ask, because I've been in church a lot, like my entire life. You is
mhm,
you make it sound simpler than it is. Most people aren't embracing change the way you did with this, and it made what I do a lot easier because you were willing to embrace it. And that's why I say, like,
mhm.
not only did you embrace it, we're talking about consistency of 393 days. That
Yes,
is
sir.
that is no simple feat. Because I've seen you getting your oil change and you on the phone going live. I've seen you doing life and still making 12 o'clock happen. I'm talking like coming in smoking with fresh off the road. You got when you coming in, I got to get to the hot spot. They waiting on me. And that kind of commitment is what I want someone to understand of how you can navigate through what keeps coming up. You can be it can live around you, but it don't have to kill you. You could have said,
It's
hey
good.
man, I can't get to my pulpit. I don't if I can't preach in my pulpit, I can't do nothing. But you didn't do that. You adjusted.
Right.
And a lot of us, um your calling may not be the hot spot. Your calling could be doing something else, another purpose. But the consistency, the willingness to adjust and adapt is what I'm saying. I think we got to be open to when it comes to ministry going forward. You know, man, we up at 12 something at night talking about
Well,
ministry.
it's 123. It's 123 in North Carolina. Okay, make sure you get that right.
Yeah.
It's
Now,
Saturday morning.
Saturday morning, man. You know,
It's Saturday morning. Yeah,
oh, okay, we got a couple questions in
Saturday
here,
morning.
Bishop.
Yeah,
Dorian
I
said,
see
"Did
Doran
you
got a
hear?"
question there. Go ahead.
Yeah, let's throw that up. Let's see. There you go. Did you hear about Facebook name change? If so, did you or Bishop get a revelation from it? Did you get a chance to hear about it, Bishop?
Yeah, I heard
It's
about it. I heard they changed it.
changed it to
But
Meta.
Doran, I like it. Yeah, and I like to hear what Doran think. Because right now, I like to know what you heard prophetically, Doran. Because when I'm thinking about it right now, I just know Facebook. They have somebody that's talking about the way they have been doing things. I don't know if it's true or not, and they feel like it's a business move to change the name at this time.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been kind of keying in on from the secular perspective. But what did you hear prophetically about the name change, Doran? I would love for you to put that in there.
Yeah.
You're a prophet, and I love. But for me right now, it's more of a marketplace business move. It's a trillionaire country. I mean, it is a country, to be honest with you. It's
Yeah.
a trillionaire business. And I think right now, from a management perspective, he's just doing some things to try to bring some type of healing. I think they're trying to put up a defense. Now,
Well, also
prophetically, what
too.
did you get from it? Go ahead. Go
Now,
ahead.
we're gonna wait on Dorian's response with that. But here's some of the
Hmm.
things that I realized. Um, Money, you talk about it. Money influences a lot of things. Cryptocurrency is something that is definitely not going anywhere. I think Facebook has they've acquired so much wealth, and this is the thing. I think they are as close to, and I'll say Bill Gates as well. You can. I think they're about as close to the story of Abraham as somebody could get, where you can't even lose money fast enough before you make it back. And the meta universe is what Facebook is looking to pretty much develop based on this cryptocurrency that's coming out, Bitcoin, all the
Okay.
things that are going, because
Mm.
they know we have the market on majority of the world. That's what makes them such a scary entity for the world leaders. They know everything about how we ingest stuff. So if you notice now, you probably get more what they call like spam calls and things of that nature, right?
Yeah,
So
been
what
noticing that. Right.
what Facebook has, people don't understand. Facebook studies everything you look at. So what makes them very dangerous to the population of the world is they know most people's secrets and what your appetites really are. They know the people you look at, they know what post and what things are in that post that attracts you. So they learn your behavior. And based on that, that's the information that they sell for them to make money.
Mm.
So people who want to
Oh
know,
well.
hey, what does Pastor McCarter like to wear? What does he like to eat? When you get on your phone, you see your appetite laid out in advertisements, laid out in things in your life that now can be presented because we know you are capable of being attracted to the things that we have learned about your behavior and appetite. So when you look at that, they're already looking at, so where can we go now to keep that type of influence on the people that we've already used on our platforms. So I think
Right.
it's a multifaceted conversation. And Dorian said he's still filling it out, but this is where I
Yeah,
think
I
we
see that.
go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's definitely
No,
something we
no. What you're
as
saying is
believers should
good
be paying
from the
attention to.
practical. He was asking what I think he was asking more was I hearing something prophetic about it? And I really hadn't picked up anything right now. I was thinking more so like what you're talking about. I
Yeah,
think that they have a plan in place to go to the next place. Like somebody put here, I was always saying I want to go where God is, not where He was.
yeah,
We want to go to that next place where God is, and that's what this has taught us. But I like everything you're saying. I do believe the change in the currency. Bitcoin and all that stuff. These companies that's got trillions of dollars. Like when I was in the military, we had top secret stuff. We didn't tell everybody everything. You know,
Yeah.
when you got that kind of money and that kind of technology, you usually in the government we would have plans 10 years out, literally
Yeah.
10 years out, which means you're projecting where you want to go and you're projecting a culture that you want to live in, and you're going to put things in place to make sure you can fulfill that projection and you're going to live it out. And we have to
Yeah.
realize that. Now, if man can do that, what about the God that we serve for us believers? But
Yeah.
you're right on it. I think that you're right there. You're right there from a natural marketplace perspective. Now, I will say this though, Doran, this is for you. I believe there are some Goliath that are coming down. I really do. There's a lot of major companies and even countries that's got plenty of wealth that are being exposed right now. And I see some David opportunities to bring down some Goliath of the world that have pretty much kept people in fear in finances, fear in
Mm,
different industries. But I believe there are some David moments and opportunities coming from us. So you got to take that one idea and
yeah.
release it and tap into all this wealth these Goliaths have. Are you hearing me? Facebook to me is a Goliath, and we can get what I call a David idea. David took one rock, one,
Mm.
had five, but he took one. Hey, come on, come on, come on. You go. he took he took one. he took
Hey
one.
man.
So what?
Yeah.
Now, so here's what I would say, Doran. Yeah, Facebook, a Goliath and a trillionaire, a Goliath. But what if you got five ideas? Let's say we got five ideas. What are we gonna do with it? We're the Davids. You know, we're the people that's out there in the field. We're those ones that just carrying out what God has trusted us with. And now
Yeah.
we're being called up for such a time as this. And then the Lord is saying, there is a flow, there is an anointing for you to have ideas and concepts so we can tap into this wealth of the wicked. And the wealth of the wicked just means people that don't want to honor God with these trillions of dollars. There's no reason for us to be paying for school, health care, retirement. You're talking trillions. What are you going to do with trillions of dollars?
It's a lot of money,
Think
Doc.
about it now.
It's a lot of money. Yeah.
Well, guess what we can do? Take your rock, take your idea, and release it like what we're doing tonight. This is a David moment right here. You
Yeah.
get to come here at midnight, and for you all to get up, you made a David decision. You got it. And look what we're doing. We're talking. I promise you, God is stirring some things up in some of you that are watching this right now. You're like, you know what? I'm getting
Yeah.
some ideas about some things that's talking. Guess what? There are David moments to take out the Goliath, the fear. Fear is a Goliath, but it doesn't take but one idea to
Hmm.
remind fear of the faith in you.
Yeah.
I leave it at that. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go go
That's
go
good.
go go on.
And you know,
Go ahead.
when you were talking, it brings me back to our Wednesday night service. I guess a night of refreshing where Jarek has
Mm-hmm.
been teaching from Revelation, and Jarek
Right.
said that there's nothing new. God has given us the blueprint to what lies ahead. We just got to get in the book of Revelation and find it out. Like just discover it. Because some of this stuff I think is leading up to things that Jark has been talking about from the book of Revelations that, um, is just really just going to be unavoidable in a sense of, look at the strain of healthcare right now. Um, gas, they said gas is about to be at an all-time high. When you look at things in this world, like, man, we can, but like you said, it doesn't have to kill us. We
No,
can we can live in it, but it
we
doesn't
can
have
live
to.
with it, but we
Come
don't have
on,
to
man.
die with it, or it doesn't have to kill us. Okay.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
we don't have
Go
to
ahead.
die with it. And I
Okay.
think that's a an encouragement to all of us, including myself. Like, man, I'm really processing that because, you know, if you can easily lean toward fearful mindsets and behaviors. Like, man, if inflation is going up, then they're gonna start cutting jobs. But then you look at it, it's like, no, there's 11 million jobs available. So God always leaves us a way of escape if we are listening to that high alert, that call to action, that signal to move, as you said, in the military. And I like that, man. I really do. Now, I'm gonna hit you with this, Bishop. We're gonna shift gears a little bit. Um, you know, you going back and forth between North Carolina and Mississippi. How are you relaxing these days? What are you doing to relax? Let's like CG McCarter, the man. What do you do in your downtime to relax, man? Like, how are you spending your time?
I rest for real. I mean, literally, I rest. I am
Yeah,
doing I'm doing a lot of sleeping at every opportunity I can get. I'm making sure that I'm resting physically. I'm making sure I'm drinking plenty of water from that perspective. I mean, that's what I'm doing and doing this time between here and I'm, at my mother-in-law house also.
okay,
Marilyn is spending a lot of time making sure to take care of her 95-year-old mother, and I'm excited about that. That's exciting. I
yeah,
mean, I'm doing healthy things. Sitting around listening to her talk and her reflecting on. I love hearing her talk about the years I've been in her life and in her daughter's life. That's relaxing to me. When you live the life and you see somebody get 95 years old and they simply telling you thank you for taking care of what's mine. You get it?
that's beautiful, man.
That right there. I mean, but I'm being real. This is truthful. And I'm surrounded by people. I thank God for the people in the churches that God has blessed me with. People like yourself, the people in the church here, Morning Star. They have embraced. We have embraced what God has given us. We got a great opportunity. Two churches in two different states. It's nothing we asked for. It's God's doing.
Yeah,
You couldn't plan this, man. My dad, who sold a $15,000 seed years ago for us to keep victory there in Mississippi based on what we went through. And who would have thought all these years later the Lord would have us to having to reap what he sown. So I'm grateful. I know what the Lord's doing. That's what we're doing. Now, will I do this forever? I don't. I know there's a season,
now
but
you're almost
in the
70, right?
meantime,
You're almost 70.
I'm 67. Well, I guess, yeah, yeah. In
Yeah,
3 years, I'll be 70 years old. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
a beautiful place to be in life, man. You know,
I'm good. I'm in good health. I mean, I got great family. You and my daughter giving me two wonderful grandchildren. My son Jarek and his wife Nick have
yeah,
given me three grandchildren. That's what life is all about. Loving your family and just embracing us. You're like a son to us, and I mean, I mean, you and Jamina open your house up to me.
yeah,
You a man where I can come in your house, but I respect your house, and I love the way you've loved my daughter over the years. That kind of thing in my age
yeah,
give you a lot of peace, man. Y'all bring peace in my life. I'm always at your house eating. Your wife is always,
yeah. We good,
cooking
man.
for her dad. Yeah, yeah. I mean, but
Tell,
healthy eating.
tell your
I
daughter
miss it
the
when
other
I'm
day,
not
man.
there.
She been cooking these
Yeah,
collard greens and
yeah.
these neck bones, these smoked
Right. Yeah.
turkey
Don't
necks.
don't rub it in. Don't rub it in. See,
Nah,
you notice he
we
kind
gonna
of
get you.
mumbling at you all.
Yeah, we gonna hump. We gonna get you when you come back, man. You know we always set it out for
Yeah.
you when you come back. You know.
I appreciate it. And then we're going on vacation. I'm looking forward to us vacationing together.
Yes.
All 11 of us. We're gonna go down to Florida by the grace of God, and we haven't done that in 2 years. You know how you got,
Yeah.
you a big kid.
Hey man, Star Wars. You know I'm a Star Wars. Hey, I'm with the Star
Oh,
Wars, man. And
right.
we hadn't been on vacation in 2 years, man. So
Yeah, but we're
I think
going.
we all looking forward to this, man. And
Yeah, we're
Rashawn,
looking forward to that.
your grandkids are growing up.
Yeah, they all grown now, and that's the story of my life. People need to know that I love my grandkids. I'm telling you all, grandkids make me feel young, and the
Yeah,
questions they ask, the jokes they have about me, it's just a good life, and I
yeah.
appreciate that. But you didn't have to talk about them greens and stuff like that to
Doc,
me and
listen,
Cookie, man. I
I,
you
I
kind of,
purposely
I
didn't
kind of
say
feel some
nothing.
kind of way.
Dog,
Uh,
listen, let me tell you something. Them greens smacking so hard. You remember Mr. Henry? They hooked us up, man. So the greens were so good. I didn't even I almost tried to hide them, dog. I didn't want the kids to have none. I wasn't worried about Mina having none. I had a big old plate full of them, dog. Every day I got home from work, man. I'm straight to the kitchen,
Look,
dog.
do I look like I want to hear you talk about some greens that my daughter cooked for you while I was in North Carolina? Look at me real good and look. Do I look like I want to
Hey,
hear
hey, Doc. Hey, man, look.
it?
When you get back, I got you,
It's
man.
all good.
Yeah, she go to the market
Oh,
now. Now, you have transitioned. Your daughter got you going to the market on Saturday mornings. Uh,
right, right.
so we all getting this market experience. I'm just benefiting from it. So
Okay.
shout out to y'all going to the market, being downtown OS. Y'all keep it up. But long as I get the greens, long as I'm getting the food, man. Now she ain't cooking no cornbread with it this time, dog. So when you get back, we'll do that. Maybe
Well,
we,
she got the cornbread. That's her mom. That's her thing. Cornbread. She eat all the cornbread by herself. But look, you
yeah,
all, I'm just this man. This late night asthma
yeah. This is good,
experience.
man.
I said we were trying something new. I mean, and you all came on. The Lord's gonna bless you for coming on and just sharing with us. We
Yeah,
just gonna pop up. I mean, the producers got it, and
yeah,
we'll see what's happening. I see some of your comments. We didn't get a chance. Let me see here. Hillary said they've strategizing when you were talking about let's see, they've been strategizing. We know the strategy and his plan will prevail. We need to stay connected to receive real time download in order to
that's good.
exercise the dominion we've been given. That's when you were talking about Facebook. And Dorian, that was a great question. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Let me see here. I
I,
saw a
I'm
comment that Angel put up here. Angel says, speak it, Bishop, tap in and indulge in the wealth. Let me see the wealth fall. The wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous, and I want mine. I want my wealth. And again, I tell people, like tonight, again, I say is a David moment where we're taking out the Goliath of the night. I mean, I just want to say that one more time. You take that one
that's
idea, that one rock, and tap into the victory that God has for you. And folks need to realize when David killed Goliath, his value went up, even though Saul chased him for years. But Saul promised to give his daughter hand in marriage, and he didn't have to pay taxes the rest of his life. Y'all need to read a story. Now take that, look, bring
that's good,
yesterday
man.
to the.
That's good.
Isn't that something? No, think about it.
And I,
That's what I mean. He
I
took one
would
idea,
love that.
a rock, everybody's running from the giant, and he released it and took out
Yes,
Goliath.
sir.
I'm praying that
That's
some
good.
of you all gonna do that. You're doing it tonight. All right, go ahead. What else you got? Go. I'm
Hey,
telling
man, look, tell us what y'all would like to see more of. As you can see, I really and thoroughly enjoyed this tonight, Bishop. Hopefully maybe we get your daughter in here next time, and I'll just produce the thing and we get some different dialogue. Maybe she and Hillary and some other people can come in and maybe they can handle the late night hour.
at midnight.
At midnight, Doc. Yes, sir.
At
Matter of fact,
midnight, late night hour.
yeah,
Faith happens at
at
midnight.
midnight. I want to shout out my wife,
Yes.
man, because she came up with this concept, and that's what it takes to make it happen, man. Everybody
Yeah.
bring in
Yeah.
what you do
Yeah.
and what you got going. and we just all work together for as a team, man, to make things happen. But I think this was great.
What it's all
Y'all
about.
let us know some of the things y'all would like us to see or you would like to see from our platforms. And man, we'll do our best. I'll do my best to make it happen and produce it and get it out. But yeah, Bishop, give us some final words, man, before we get out of here.
And before we get out of here, I just want to leave y'all with this right here. I'm on a mission now to take back the night. That's what this midnight is all about. We want to take back the night. We want to
Yeah,
turn night into day. Weeping may endure for a night, but oh joy
yeah,
comes in the morning. You hear me? We're taking back the night. We're taking it back. We will not let the night be what folks say it would be. And I think it's prophetic that we're doing this 2 days before Halloween. You know how folks talk about the night, things being spooky. Well, it's going to get real
yeah.
spiritual at midnight. Tonight, I think we put a dent. This is strategic. This day right here. It is now the 30th of October. It's only 31 days in October. So we started the 29th of October, and we took this the
Jamal
night.
died.
So y'all help us
Yeah.
to continue to take back the night and make the night daylight, and let's make it what God wanted it to be. Hashtag, I see y'all take back the night, late night
Take
hour.
back tonight.
That's
Yes,
all
sir,
I
Doc.
got, man. You got something else?
Hey, that was it, man. We appreciate y'all tuning in, man. It's been my pleasure, Bishop, hanging out with you at the late night hour at midnight. And we're gonna see
Appreciate it.
y'all in the next one,
Midnight.
man. Peace.